welcome
to
the first
Victory Kids
with a twist. We're so excited to be with you guys in your lounges today.
We've got so many fun videos lined up for you. The first video we'll be hearing from Josh and Caleb telling us some really funny jokes.
On to Josh and Caleb.
On to Josh and Caleb.
It's jokes with Josh and Caleb.
Okay, hit me with your first joke, Caleb.
Go first, Josh.
I'll go first. Knock knock.
Who's there?
I messed up again.
Josh, practice your jokes for heaven's sake.
Okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Cow goes.
Cow goes who?
No, cow goes moo. That wasn't a Okay.
Again. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Let us.
Let us who?
Let us in. It's cold out here.
That was a good one, Caleb. I cannot fake laugh. It's so hard to fake laugh. Oh, Caleb, what did the one dinner plate say to the other dinner plate?
I don't know, Josh.
Dinner's on me. Get it? Because the dinner's on the plate.
It's jokes with Josh and Caleb.
Sydney, did you know that some of our Victory Kids and youth went back to school last week?
Really? Well, here is Abby checking in on Dante and Zephany.
On to the Penner home.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well and you're safe and happy. As you know, we haven't been able to go to school for quite a while now. So we've asked Zephany, who's in grade 7, and Dante, who's in grade 12, to tell us a little bit about how their experience was with going back to school this week. So, yay, thank you, enjoy.
My name is Zephany and I go to St. James Primary School. I'm in grade 7. I went back to school on Tuesday. I was a bit nervous when I went back, but it's really fine.
And then tell us about your teachers. Do they seem excited? Do they seem nervous? Are they always telling you to wash your hands? What's happening there?
Always telling us wash our hands, hand sanitize, clean your ears.
Do you always have to wear a mask?
Yes.
And are you allowed to wear civvies? Or are you wearing your school uniform?
School uniform, Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, that's nice. And do you go on the transport, or is Daddy taking you?
By bus.
By bus? And do you have to hand sanitize? Do they take your temperature?
At school. At school.
So you're glad you're back?
Yes.
What grade is going back next? Do you know?
Grade 6.
Okay. So bye to your Victory Kids friends. Say you miss them.
Bye. Miss you guys.
See you soon.
See you soon.
My name is Dante and I am in grade 12. I'm in Matric and I go to Rondebosch Boys High School. And this week I went back to school. My first day back at school was interesting. It was strange, but it was also exciting to be back and be with my friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. I had to wear a mask for the entire day, except for when I was eating, which was new and interesting. And but all the teachers were very relaxed and welcoming. They were all seemed very happy to see us back, and they were happy to get teaching again and seemed super cool with everything. And there are definitely some pros and cons. I liked being at home and learning online at home, but being back at school was also very cool because I got to ask my teachers a whole bunch of questions, and I got to see my teachers, and I got to see friends and everyone in person, even though we had to keep a safe distance from each other. So it was very cool to be back. And some tips for some people, for anyone going back in the next while. Stay safe. Sanitize your hands regularly. Always wear your masks. And have fun and enjoy being back at school.
This week's story from the Jesus Storybook Bible is
King of all kings. So get comfy and cozy.
where we listen to Matthew 2.
The King of all kings, the story of 3 wise men from Matthew 2. Far away in the east, 3 clever men saw the very same star, the star that God had put in the sky when Jesus was born. They knew it was a sign. A baby king had been born. They had been waiting for this star. They knew it would come. "He's here," they shouted, "he's here." And I'm sure if you'd been there, you would have heard them laughing and dancing and singing until the sun came up. At dawn, they packed up their camels and wrapped gifts for the baby. They brought their most precious treasures of all, frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Special, sparkly, lovely smelling, gleaming things, just right for a king. The 3 wise men, actually, if you met them, you'd have thought they were kings because they were so rich and clever and important looking, set off. They rode their camels across endless deserts, up steep, steep mountains, down into deep, deep valleys, through raging rivers, over grassy plains, night and day and night, for hours that turned into days, that turned into weeks, that turned into months and months, until, at last, they reached Jerusalem. Jerusalem was by far the most important city for miles around, and as anyone can tell you, that's where a palace would be, and kings are born in palaces. So that's where they went. But they were in for a surprise. They went to see King Herod. Surely he'd know where this baby was. But he didn't. In fact, he didn't like the sound of a new king. It made him cross. He didn't want anyone to be king except him. But Herod's advisors told the 3 wise men what was written in their books, what God had said about the baby king. Go to Bethlehem, that's where you'll find him. Suddenly the star they had seen in the east started moving again, showing them the way. So the 3 wise men followed the star out of the big city, along the road into the little town of Bethlehem. They followed the star through the streets of Bethlehem, out of the nice part of town, through the not so nice part of town, into the really not so nice part of town, down a little dirt track until it stopped right over a little house. But wait, it wasn't a palace, and there weren't any guards or servants or flags, or red carpets or trumpets or anything. Did they get it wrong? Or was this what God meant? Sure enough, in that little house there, sitting on his mother's knee, they found him, the baby king. The 3 men knelt before the little king. They took off their rich royal turbans and gleaming golden crowns. They bowed their noble heads to the ground and gave him their sparkling treasures. The journey that had begun so many centuries before had led 3 wise men here, to a little town, to a little house, to a little child, to the king God had promised David all those years before. But this child was a new kind of king. Though he was the Prince of Heaven, he had become poor. Though he was the mighty God, he had become a helpless baby. This king hadn't come to be the boss. He had come to be a servant.
Next up, to match this week's story, we'll be making some cute little kings with Tia.
During the week, when you've made your kings, don't forget to send a picture to Auntie Sam so you can show the church how amazing they are. Now onto the Weber home.
Sorry. The way we're home is that
way.
Okay, so today we're going to be making little toilet paper kings. So what you need is some toilet rolls, an A5 piece of paper, some sticky tape, some scissors and some glue, and something to decorate or color in with. And then you need little pieces of string or wool. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our piece of paper and we're going to fold it in half long ways. And we're going to cut it. And then we're going to do the same with one of these. Okay, and then we're just going to cut a little strip off of this big rectangle. Okay, so this is going to be your clothes for the king, so you can color this in and decorate it however you like. So I just colored mine in brown. Okay, so then one of these rectangles is going to be your crown. So we're going to cut little triangles out of it, like this. And then you can decorate it and color it in like a crown, okay? Then we're gonna take our little rectangle that we cut off. We're gonna cut a little strip off like this, and this is gonna be our face. So I just drew some eyes and a mouth on my face. Okay, so now, once you've done that, you're gonna take your toilet roll and your clothes, and we're going to glue on the back. And put it on the bottom of our toilet roll. Like this. And make sure this is at the back of your toilet roll, okay? Then we're going to take our crown and we're going to glue on this strip, just the bottom strip on the back. And we're going to stick it on the top. And you want to make sure that the back of this is in line with the back of your clothes. Okay. Now, we're gonna take a piece of sticky tape and we're gonna put it sticky side out and we're gonna wrap it around. In that empty space. Okay. And then our face is gonna stick onto here. And then we're gonna take these little pieces of hair and we're just gonna stick them next to the face. Like that. And there's your king. And if you want, you can draw little arms on the side. So I'm just going to draw little arms. And there we go.
Thank you for joining our very first Victory Kids with a twist.
With a twist.
With a twist.
With a twist. We're missing your faces and we can't wait to see you again.
Till next time.
Bye.